Board Member Galvin,
Here.
Board Member Keys. Here. Board Member Bieneme,
Yeah.
Board Member Sterile, Chairman Joseph.
Here.
Chairman, you have a quorum.
Okay, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Approval of minutes.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody wishes to record a no? Approval of minutes passes.
Chairman, for action item number 1 is the FY14-15 budget. Action 1 was the 14-15 budget. I'm gonna let our lovely Rasha Kamu, the CRA consultant, give you a breakdown of how the $169,340 was broken up for the executive director position and the reallocating of the financial services as directed by the board.
Good evening. As directed by the CRA board at the last meeting, we took out the executive director's salary and the financial services position salary amount, which was $5,000. So it's a total of $169,340. We've, as you can see below in the cover memo, we've reallocated the amounts to provide support to the CRA staff. And also, the executive director had found that there were certain improvements that were made previously, but they were not completed. So the downtown street improvements, we've added $70,000 to it, and 123rd Street improvements, we've put in $56,340 to it. We did present the budget to the advisory committee, even though they didn't have quorum. The chair requested that we present the item to them, and the members discussed it. And again, the consensus by the members present was to recommend the fiscal year 14-15 budget to be approved by the CRA board.
That's it? Oh, that was quick.
Mr. Mayor, may I ask a quick question? You mentioned that you reallocated executive director salary to support for CRA. So can you repeat that and explain
Sure.
what it is?
So we, for instance, the finance department provides support to the CRA. Now that we've absorbed the CRA, they will be processing our checks, our payables, and so on. So we've allocated $9,000 to the finance department. IT support, the minutes, the web, all IT support that we receive for the CRA staff, we've allocated $8,000 for the IT department. The staff time for day-to-day management of CRA, this is City of North Miami employees that are doing added duties. Arthur Sori, his staff, Public Works, it's $26,000.
How much? 26?
26, in addition to what they were doing before. If you look at the second page, there's an analysis of the CRA reorganization. You will see we've listed all the employees of the city that will be collecting a stipend as a result of the reorganization. The total staffing cost will be $72,286. Below also, we've added the consulting post-reorg, Gray Robinson, myself, and RMA. And at the bottom, you can see a comparison of previous staff and consulting expenses versus the current staff and consulting expenses. That shows a savings of $147,692.
So through you to the manager, are you recommending salary increases through this? Or we previously, when we dismissed the 3 employees and we brought the CRA duties in-house, we gave some salary bonuses to different people.
Correct.
Are we giving them an additional bump now?
Not all of the staff members are going to be getting an additional bump. That money is there
for different departments, as I said. Not each one of those who are getting a stipend, some of them is going to be increased, while others who have not been getting the stipend and are working on the CRA will be getting a small stipend. That's why I left it as a discretionary amount so it can be allocated by myself.
So for those who are already getting money and we're bumping them up, why do you recommend bumping them up?
Again, we are taking over all the management and operations of the CRA until your plan is approved by Miami-Dade County or the extension is approved by RMA. So there is going to be some additional work to be done, and that's the only reason. And again, it will be based on an hourly by hourly basis. When I say hourly, that's why I left it at my discretion. If they're going to be spending an additional 5 hours or 4 hours to produce all the stuff for the meeting and do all the additional work. I know the consultant goes out to the community when we have all these facade programs. She's been out to several of the facade programs to collect some of the funds that we already have as loans from the CRA. That is one of the items that we're looking at. Duke himself actually go out. I have staff members from Public Works actually accompanying her when we do these visits, and we try to bring in the money back from the home program, from the facade program. So it is going to take an additional amount of time to coordinate all these activities.
Okay, so you feel comfortable that if I were to ask the auditor to give an extra eyeball to staff salaries and things like that, that there's warranted, documentable actions being taken, that bumping them up, we're not just giving a salary increase for the sake of giving a salary increase. There's going to be stipend increases for people who are doing more than they used to do.
That's correct. And there will be backup from finance, from the finance department, the budget department, Public Works, every department that is doing work for the CRA, as suggested by the county when we did a cursory review with the county. This is how the money is going to be divvied up.
One last question / request.
Sure.
I would like us to go to summary minutes instead of verbatim minutes to save time and effort.
Right.
When I got this agenda, it was 50-something pages long for 2 items. I was like, what? And I opened it up, and the minutes were verbatim, which is great, but that we don't necessarily need to have verbatim minutes in print, because obviously it's recorded. If somebody wants to know verbatim what was said, they can just order the DVD and listen to it. Summary minutes like we do for the city council meeting, I think that would save a lot of effort and time.
Unless there's anything legally that does not prevent us from doing it, I don't see that should be a problem.
Mr. Executive Director, you can either have summary minutes or verbatim minutes. What I would ask is that if you make a motion to that effect and have the other board members agree to it, and we'll switch to the summary minutes. I think we used to have summary minutes in the past, as I recall.
Yeah, we used to. I don't know where it switched to going back to verbatim minutes, and it's waste of trees.
Through the executive director, we did have summary minutes before. It was a lot of questions came up from past meetings of what happened. What we will do, we'll continue to do the verbatim minutes, but we'll do a summary of the minutes, and then we'll include that with the package. Or you just
My
wanna
motion is to do away with verbatim minutes. It's being recorded on DVD. It's being recorded on tape here. My motion is to do away with verbatim minutes and replace it with summary minutes.
I'll second that.
Do you need a vote on it?
Yes. Motion and second.
Aye.
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 Anyone wishes to record a no? Anyone wishes to record a no?
We're only voting on that, not on the budget.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was just for the summary
Okay.
minutes.
For the record, the summary minutes instead of the verbatim will be the processing of the minutes, and the item passed 4-0.
Okay.
Then regarding the budget, do you have a sheet of how much and how the money gonna be spent? The 100 and
the total budget.
how much money on in the budget was put aside for a director?
Oh, yes.
How much was put?
164,340. That's including
164?
164,340. That's including fringe benefits.
Benefits and everything, health benefits, fringe benefits.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much are you taking it from? How much are you taking from that?
26,000 is being removed just for the additional staff time.
Okay. 26,000 total.
That's the breakdown right there for you.
Oh, okay.
We need a motion for
May I ask a
item one.
question?
When,
Oh, I'm sorry, you still,
go ahead.
just for clarification, I had asked, Mr. Soy to, change the line headings for the legal fees. It seems like we have legal fees twice. We have 20,000, lumped in with the, plan, and we had another 20,000. And where we had it in years before for legal fees, we have a blank line, so I thought that the 20,000 should be up there. So it looks like a double dip or 2 times legal fees of 20,000.
Well, it's not a double dip, it's not, it's, what it is the budget for the legal expenses to attend the meetings and handle your general CRA resolutions and those items is $20,000 a year. In connection with the plan amendment, there's gonna be additional legal services required to assist RMA, to assist your staff. It's budgeted, it doesn't mean it gets spent, but if it's not budgeted and I go over the 20,000 to go and do that, then we would have to come back and amend your budget just for, a small amount of legal fees.
Okay, so how come we have legal services in like 3 different, well, we have legal services
should
as
be.
administrative, where we used to show it, and I thought your legal expenses should be there, and then you have down below under operating expenditures, we have professional, CRA plan downtown of 20,000 and below 120,000. So should it be 20,000 and 100,000?
No, the previous staff, when they were doing the budget, they would split the contract into 2, like administrative and operating, and that caused a bit of confusion at the county level a couple of times. So I cannot remove the administrative line item for legal services right now because this budget has to reflect fiscal year 12-13 all the way to now, as you can see. But you can see on the 14-15, the line item for administrative expenditures for legal services is at 0. So under administrative
No,
expenditures.
it's not.
Yes, it is for 14-15 proposed legal services. There's a bar.
I don't, that, under administrative up there is, is nothing, okay. So we shouldn't be putting any legal expenses there? Even though we always have. So you got 20 down, okay.
And as Mr. Zelkowitz said, his current contract is for 20,000. We've budgeted an additional 20,000 under professional services for the CRA plan and so on. And when that comes, we will be, the board will be discussing his fee and so on. And as long as you do not exceed the $20,000 cap for that project, then we don't have to do an amendment.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Second item?
Yeah,
No, we need a
haven't
vote on
voted yet.
agenda.
Oh,
And
great. Sorry.
you have
Interrupt.
$70,000 for downtown street improvement, which is what? You don't know what? Out of that 164, 169.
In the narrative in page 7, funds are needed to complete streetscape improvements which were previously built with CRA funds but not finalized. New landscaping and sidewalk replacement or repairs along Northeast 125th Street to 119th Street, from Northeast 6th Avenue to the train tracks, and new CRA trash cans along Northeast 125th Street and West Dixie Highway.
Okay. You're talking about CRA trash can?
Through the chair, this allocation actually was, since Councilman Blaine was here, there was a $72,000 carryover amount of some of the projects that was not completed. And that's what this funding was allocated for that area and is being spent in that area,
Mhm.
which is presently Councilwoman Key's district.
That-
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Oh. Any more discussion?
Well, we need to read the resolution into the record. Through the chair, may I do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So we can-
A resolution of the chair and board members of the North Miami Community Redevelopment Agency approving the fiscal year 2014 through 2015 budget, authorizing the CRA Executive Director to transmit the fiscal year 2014 through 2015 budget to the City of North Miami and Miami-Dade County, authorizing the CRA Executive Director to take all actions necessary to complete the approval process for the fiscal year 2014 through 2015 budget with the City of North Miami and Miami-Dade County and providing an effective date.
Move approval.
Second.
Item number 1 was motion moved by Councilman Galvin, Board Member Galvin, seconded by Board Member Bieneme. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone wishes to record a no? Item passes 4-0.
Agenda item number 2 is approval of the HCT engagement for audit services. This is the letter of engagement for our auditing firm. This year, the firm is projecting our expenses to be $13,000 for the audit. Staff does anticipate this fee going down next year as we've moved all services in-house at the current moment. So they'll be doing all of the audit stuff will come off of our current financial software system, Eden, next year. So we anticipate this fee being lower. It's very important for the board to understand this audit will cover last year, the last fiscal year. 10 months of the year were still managed by the former CRA staff, and the last 2 months of the current staff. And we just, want to say that. But we have already started gathering all the information for the audit, and we think we should be on time, and we're anticipating a smooth audit this year. And if you do have any questions, we do have HCT, one of the representatives here to address any questions you may have.
HCT actually is the Harvey Covington Group. Mr. Roderick Harvey is here. If there are any questions pertaining to the audit.
Move approval.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item passes 4-0.
Yeah, attorney reports? None? Director reports?
The only request I had at the last CRA advisory board meeting, a table for the Miami-Dade Business Leaders Luncheon. Actually, it was voted that 2 staff members will attend. So we were going to just purchase, actually 2 tickets were going to be purchased. I believe what I'm requesting is an additional ticket since the mayor has shown interest in attending. Myself, Mr. Sori, and the mayor would be attending the Business Leaders Luncheon on behalf, because Miami-Dade County actually reached out to the city to sponsor a table for this event.
I move approval of your purchase.
Thank you.
Or your acquisition?
Yeah. No, we're going to just add 1 additional ticket that I requested.
Any new business?
Yeah.
Move approval. Approved.
Anyone wishes to second it?
I second.
Okay. Mayor. Anyone opposes?
No.
Item passes 4-0.
Any new business? Old business, new business?
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Chairman, I see we have some openings on the CRA Advisory Committee and some applications. So if you see I'm leaning back because I don't have reading glasses on, but
They're over the counter.
oh, these are good.
Yeah.
I'd like to nominate Hudson Robillard and Blanca Cobo.
I just
for
did.
the-
I just did Robillard.
Oh, okay. Then I'll.
You did Robbie already?
Yeah. So
Gave it
they
to
were
me.
sitting here, so
Oh, sorry, I missed it.
yeah, he asked me a couple of weeks ago.
All right, then I'll nominate, if you're willing, Blanca Cobo to fill the other resident at-large position that she previously held.
I would second
Okay.
that.
Any other appointments? So as it states on the record, we have Hudson Robillard and Blanco Cobo that's being appointed. Do I have a motion
So
for
moved.
approval?
Second, third.
Okay, Mayor. Anyone wishes to record a no? Item passes 4-0.
Motion to adjourn.
That's it.
So moved.
Thank you. Next meeting, Monday, April 6th.
See y'all then. Oh, yeah.